Hey guys, Outlaw Guide, as I promised, raid is right around the corner. As you know, I wanted to get this out as soon as possible, help the boys out. And I think I'm going to slow down a little bit. There is a lot of information to like take in here. So I'm not going to go too much in depth about gear or talents, but there will be certain ones that I want to talk about so I can get the message across better for everyone. Because for a lot of people, Outlaw seems to be a complex spec, but I promise you, you can get it down as long as you're fast. That's it. Gear, like I said, not going to talk too much about it. Stat priority though, crit, versatility, haste, mastery in that exact order. Haste got a little bit better in 10.2, so you will want some of it, but you don't want to stack it. The only thing I will mention is our best offhand for when the next patch comes out, or when the raid comes out, will be a dagger from the Mythic Plus Mega Dungeon, Dawn of the Infinite, Nick of Time. This is our best offhand, even though it's a dagger. So there's that. That's the only thing I want to talk about for gear. Talents. Here's the talents. This is single target page. Notice how we aren't taking Thistle Tea, Cold Blood, or Acrobatic Strikes anymore. This is the highest simming build, but I do recommend, since we are progressing on a new raid, to either drop 1 Lethality for Acrobatic Strikes or drop 1 Vigor for Acrobatic Strikes. Either one works, up to you, personal preference, but that's what I think is best. For the talents, the ones that I want to talk about the most is here, starting with Underhanded Upperhand. Slice and Dice does not lose duration during Blade Flurry. Blade Flurry does not lose duration during Adrenaline Rush, and Adrenaline Rush does not lose duration while stealthed. Stealth abilities can be used for an additional 3 seconds after breaking stealth. First two, self-explanatory. We are now going to be using Blade Flurry in single target to maintain Slice and Dice, since Slice and Dice will not fall off if you have Blade Flurry. As for the bottom two, I'm going to explain these a little bit deeper. Stealth abilities can be used for an additional 3 seconds after breaking stealth. This applies with Subterfuge as well, meaning you have 6 seconds of being able to cast stealth abilities instead of the typical 3 we had in 10.1. As for Adrenaline Rush does not lose duration while stealthed, this is really nice because this works with Subterfuge and Shadow Dance. If you have either one active, that means Adrenaline Rush won't be ticking down, which, if you haven't figured it out yet, means Blade Flurry won't tick down, and Slice and Dice won't tick down for a solid 20 to 40 seconds, maybe even longer if you get good procs. Over here we have improved Adrenaline Rush. This generates full combo points when you press it and when it ends. So you want to get into the habit of, once you press this, you're going to be using a finisher instead of a builder. Ghostly Strike. This is off the GCD and we want to use it as much as possible. You don't want to macro it typically because it will make you starve energy if you do that. So just keep that in mind. It is off the GCD and we do want to use it as much as possible, but I don't recommend macroing it. Crack Shot. This is a really big talent that is new. Between the Eyes has no cooldown and dispatches the target for 75% normal damage when used from stealth. Previously, Shadow Dance and Vanish were used as a reactive ability to not having hidden opportunity procs. Now we are reversing it, where we are using Shadow Dance and Vanish proactively in order to crank out as many Between the Eyes procs as we possibly can. This ties in well with this talent over here called Ace Up Your Sleeve. Between the Eyes has 5% chance per combo point spent to grant 5 combo points. So if you use Between the Eyes at 7 combo points, you have a 45% chance to gain 5 combo points back. And this can be an infinite loop. You can have 20 procs and get impressed Between the Eyes 20 times back to back to back if you get that lucky in an opener. So there's that. Those are all the talents I want to talk about for now. For the rotation, this is where people get confused, and I'm going to slow down and I want to talk about this a little longer than I typically do. So here we go. Now, as I mentioned, we have this new talent called Crack Shot, right? Where Between the Eyes has no cooldown when used from stealth. That means anytime we are in a stealth window, meaning you're in your opener, or you press Vanish, or you are in Shadow Dance, you're only spending combo points on Between the Eyes. You're not pressing Dispatch, you're not pressing Blade Flurry, you're not pressing Blade Rush. You're only spending on Between the Eyes. So you're going to be using Hidden Opportunity procs with Ambush into Between the Eyes, and then Pistol Shot in between the eyes. You're just going to keep repeating that for your opener, when you have Vanish, and when you have Shadow Dance. Now that's pretty simple, right? You're just doing that. And when you're outside of that, everything still applies, except instead of pressing between the eyes, you're now just pressing Dispatch instead. And you're never pressing between the eyes. You're just doing Ambush, Dispatch, Pistol Shot, Dispatch, Ambush, Dispatch. And you're just waiting for Vanish or Shadow Dance to come back up so you can enter your Crackshot window for between the eyes. Like we said, right? Crackshot window, when stealth, it has no cooldown, and it dispatches the target. That's why we are spamming Dispatch during those windows and not outside of it. Now, while we are outside of Vanish or Shadow Dance, we are maintaining Ghostly Strike, Roll the Bones, Blade Flurry, Adrenaline Rush, and keeping those up as much as we can that it allows us. Slice and Dice does not typically need to be reapplied if you're playing properly, because you have Blade Fury up all the time. Does that make sense? Right? Because underhanded, upper hand, as you see, Slice and Dice does not lose duration when Blade Flurry is up. And that is how the gameplay loop is going to keep feeding into each other. I will mention I have this add-on right here, Trophy GCD. I'm going to show you the rotations for Crackshot and outside of Crackshot, but I want you to be aware every time I press between the eyes, a dispatch icon will appear as if I pressed it. I'm not pressing it. That's just because, again, Crackshot dispatches the target. So if you see between the eyes, I'm not pressing dispatch right after it. I'm actually just pressing between the eyes back to back to back. So let's get into the opener. The opener will always be the same every single time. This is the only thing that will ever be the same every single time, whether you like it or not. Let's talk about this. Blade Flurry is what you're going to start with. Then you're going to enter Stealth, into Roll the Bones, Adrenaline Rush, Slice and Dice, Ambush, Ghostly Strike, and then you're entering your Crackshot window. That's how your opener is going to start every time. We are maintaining our Roll the Bones buffs. You know, you want to keep 2 as much as possible. If you have bad Roll the Bones, you're just going to want to roll them to get rid of the crappy buffs and then keep that going too. So let's do it. I'm going to show you the Crackshot window first, and then I'll slowly ease up on the gameplay and show you what you need to be focusing on outside of the Crackshot window. As you see there, like I said, it's spamming Dispatch. I'm not actually pressing that. I'm only using between the eyes. And now we're going into another Crackshot window. And now here we're outside of Crackshot, so we aren't using between the eyes anymore. We are just using Ambush, Pistol Shot, and Dispatch. That's all you're dropping it into. We will roll the bones to keep our buffs up, right? As you see, we have Vanish back up soon, so we're going to save between the eyes and enter our Crackshot window. Maintain Blade Flurry, and now you're going to do that. Now you're going to go into Crackshot. We have Adrenaline Rush, so we'll pop that. As you saw there, I got a big chain. I got 3 between the eyes back to back to back. Use Ghostly Strikes as our cooldown. We don't have any vanishes or dances, so we're just using Dispatch. Ambush, Sinister Strike a couple times, a Dispatch, Pistol Shot, Dispatch, Ambush, Dispatch, keep up Blade Flurry, Pistol Shot, and see, we have Vanish up, so we're going to enter our Crackshot window, right, spamming VTE using Ambush and Pistol Shot. Here we go. Now we have Dance, so we're going to do it again. As you see, I got a huge chain. I got 4 back to back. And now we don't have cooldown, so we're just going to be using Ambush and Dispatch. And there you go. So you want to keep doing that. Just repeat, you know, it's like a stance swap. When you're in stealth, you're going to be pressing between the eyes. When you're not in stealth, you're going to be maintaining your buffs and pressing Dispatch. So I hope that helps. I'm going to repeat it one more time. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let the gameplay play out. so you can see what I'm doing. And yeah, so I hope this helps. I know this video was pretty long, I'm sorry, I try to make them as short as possible, but I really want to get this across specifically because Outlaw is a high APM spec and it can be very confusing for others. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching.